Hi, my name is Stephanie. Today I'm going to talk to you about click fraud. Click fraud has actually become a big problem in the marketing sphere. So we're going to talk a little bit today about what it is, how do we get in front of it, how do we try to prevent it, how do we try to stop it, and sort of keep ourselves from wasting our marketing money on this tactic that many companies employ these days. The first thing I want to talk to you about is internet marketing. Internet marketing and social media marketing is increasingly a preferred method for marketing. Basically, it's how we reach our customers today. Everybody just about is on the internet. When people want to find information, they go online. They look it up through search engines, various other ways. It is how we reach our customers. It's how we let our customers reach us, and it's very prevalent today. PPC advertising or pay per click advertising is the fastest growing method of advertising on the internet. It is basically the way to advertise for your customers can find you, and is very important. Your first question may be, what is PPC advertising or pay per click advertising? Pay per click advertising is a model used for advertising when a company pays a fee every time their ad is clicked. Basically, what this means is we go to Google or Yahoo or various search engines or various search websites or websites in general, and we say, hey, we'll pay you this much every time someone clicks on our ad. And what they do is they take our ad that we make and we put it in a preferential citing location on their site, somewhere where our customers can find them when they search for certain keywords, that may relate to our products and services that we offer. So when they search using those keywords, it directs that our site is one of the things that pops up because we've paid that site, that engine that they use to make our sites one of the first ones that pop up. And every time someone clicks on our site because of this, we pay them a price that we have bid on. Now, of course, with every good and great thing, there comes bad stuff. And the bad end of this is there is some fraud involved, and it could be quite costly. This is, of course, called click fraud. Click fraud, Google refers to click fraud as clicks generated with malice or fraudulent intent. Basically, pay per click advertising is a big business, is $1 billion business. I think it accounts for, as of 2005, it accounted for 50% of Yahoo's 3.7 billion in revenue and 99% of Google's 6.1 billion in revenue. Google's really, really big. And it, of course, has grown since then. It is a huge business. Google, though, recorded in 2009 that they lost about $1 billion to click fraud. So click fraud is a huge business as well, and it is definitely something that we contend with today. It's estimated, depending on who you ask and where you go, that about 20 to 33% of all clicks paid for are fraudulent clicks. So about 20 to 30% of what we pay for our pay per click advertising is actually not helping us grow our business. We're just wasting the money on fraudulent clicks. Fraudulent clicks are generated by our competitors or by various companies. They employ different robots, so to speak, systems that go on and basically click on our ad and drive up our marketing costs. Their hope is that one will either get a super large marketing bill and pull our pay per click advertising immediately afterwards, because of it, and which would of course free up space for them to go ahead and put their stuff on there. It will drive down and we'll have less traffic, and they'll have more traffic, which of course will give them more revenue and somehow hurt our revenue. The other thing is that a lot of times we can place caps on pay-per-click advertising. So what ends up happening is that once we reach our cap, our ad falls off. So other companies or competitors or certain click farms, so to speak, will go on there and they'll click our ad, driving up our revenue until we hit that cap, and then our ad falls off, and less of our customers can find us. So we're no longer in that preferential space anymore, which is various ways, of course, that the click fraud can affect us. So the big question is, how do we prevent this? Well, there's various ways to prevent it. We got to track our marketing campaigns. We have to keep on top of them. Look at our reports. Look at how often our ads are being clicked on and who's clicking on them, where they're coming from. Are there certain companies that seem to be certain IP addresses or places that seem to be clicking on our ads a lot, and why would they be clicking on them so much? We just really have to know our marketing campaign. It's one of the biggest ways to prevent this type of thing and stay on top of it. We need to utilize different software services. There's a Click Forensics, Ad Watcher, Click Defense. There's various different software programs out there that can help you track and prevent click fraud. We're going to do our research and advertise in places that have less click fraud risk. We need to make sure that we're advertising in places that we're least likely to encounter click fraud. And we have to be picky. Again, it goes back to the same thing. We have to be picky about what sites we advertise on. So not just the places or countries that we advertise in, but what sites we advertise on as well. The first strategy that I propose is to form a small team for research purposes. So maybe a small team within our marketing department or a small separate team that basically will research and understand our pay per click advertising, this internet marketing advertising sphere that we're in. They would basically ask questions like, where are the click farms? So usually these click farms are these places where individuals are hired to basically go and click on ads. They're in countries that have lower incomes, where people are very willing to sit around and get paid not a whole lot of money to click on ads all day. And we need to know where these places are, maybe look for the statistics of what countries have the highest rate of busted click farms, or click farms that are out there, or, where all these clicks, what countries were having the highest rate of click fraud come from, and not advertise in those countries. The other thing is we have to know what sites have the highest rate for click frauds. There are some sites that are not monitored as well, they're usually lower budget websites. They're usually sites that are not as prestigious or well known as other sites, and those are the sites that we want to try to avoid. But we have to know what sites these are so that we can go to Google or Yahoo via AdWords or anything and tell them we don't want our ads on these sites, so that we can avoid the click fraud as much as possible. And of course, the most important thing is we have to know our competitors. We have to know who they are, what they do, and if they're likely to employ this tactic. And if they are, we need to know where we might be able to spot them and try to prevent them from being able to do this to us, or track how often they may go to our ads and click them. So tracking our competitors is a big thing. There is a site called Click Forensics. It's a service that offers free tracking and reports that details the number of clicks and ads that come from competitors and other fraud sources. It's free. Now, of course, with many free things, it's probably not as developed and as effective or efficient as the paid sites that do this. However, it's free, so why not employ something that's free, and use it to the best of our advantage in conjunction with some of the things that are not free. It gives us an opportunity to utilize something that's not going to cost us a lot of money, and compare it to maybe to maybe a software that we do pay for, and have more than one sort of thing to look at. The other software that we found, and there's various types of software, is called Ad Watcher. Ad Watcher is a software that offers advanced click fraud detection and prevention technology. They've been around for about 8 years. They're when you search for these type of things, they're one of the first ones that come up. They're one of the things that are recommended by Entrepreneur Magazine and other various sites that sort of specialize in this. So they're one of them out there. There are several out there. They're also one of the few ones that post their prices up front, where you can see them, as opposed to having to call and go through, a conference in order to get those numbers. Ad watch price range run from $30 a month for about 5,000 clicks a month to about 1530 a year, so $1,530 a year for 250,000 clicks a month, and it offers a 30-day trial, so we could try it for 30 days. If we don't like it, we could always decide not to do it. The great thing about this is that you have various options. So you could either click do the lowest one, which is $30 a month for 5,000 clicks, or you can do the highest one, which is 1,530 a year for 250,000 clicks. We can either just download the software and manage it ourselves, or we can have Adware themselves host it and maintenance it and take care of it for us, which is a great option if you're not as savvy with the software. Another option, of course, is you could have them host it for a year, and then we could take over it after that, after we've seen how it sort of works and we're able to learn more about it. So there's lots. They give you lots of opportunity and options and pay grades. But the 1530 a year, the $1,530 a year, is actually the most expensive one, and that includes them hosting it. So that's a great thing, sort of, to take into consideration. So the big question, of course, is what are the benefits? So if we're paying $1,530 a year towards this, you know, ad campaign, and we're paying more money to assemble a team, how are we saving money here? Well, this is sort of the breakdown. If we're paying about 25 cents a click to garner about 10,000 clicks a month, and then that means we're paying about $2,500 in advertising a month. So this is just very basic, broad terms to make it super easy to understand. So if we're paying 25 cents a click, we have 10,000 clicks in a month. We're paying $2,500 in our advertising program a month. Now, if potentially 33% of that goes towards fraud clicks, so 1/3 of all of our clicks goes towards fraud clicks. That means no one is seeing our site, no one is really clicking on our site for the services or products. They're basically just being clicked on by these robots or by these hired people. Then that means that we're throwing $825 a month away. That equates to almost $10,000 a year. So if we spend just a small amount of money on some prevention programs, forming a team who can manage these reports, who can do research on where we should be advertising, who can work with Google or Yahoo or AdWords and finding figuring out what we have clicked on is actually what has been clicked on us is actually click fraud, and also employing these various softwares, then we would actually not only be saving ourselves the $825 a month that we could be potentially throwing away, but more people are going to see us because our ads are not going to fall off the site because they've been clicked a bunch of times and we've hit our budget. So more of our actual customers, people who are actually looking for us, are going to see us, which means we're going to have more growth, more revenue, more people trying to get our products and services than we have before. And also, we're going to be spending far less on this fraudulent activity that's happening. So all in all, there is a lot of potential just to do just a few things that will hugely grow our revenue and prevent us throwing away money to this fraudulent activity. So I think it is something that is definitely something we should definitely employ. Research various softwares, decide if we want to go with AdWords or some other software, and have a team that can sort of spearhead it and take it forward and protect us in the future. And of course, if you have any questions about where I got any of my information, here's a reference page for all the various websites that I was able to research and find information for. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope that we are able to move forward and prevent this in the future.